Hi, everybody. Welcome to the first of what will hopefully be a new thing that I'm doing. It's hoping to go around and tell stories about the random crap that I happen to get into while I am either traveling at home, whatever. More of a cathartic process for me, maybe than for you guys. But I figure if I end up telling some stories to a lot of people multiple times, so I may as well tell them here, and I can share them with other people, and perhaps you will enjoy them, and maybe share them with your friends. We'll see. That's probably not going to stop me from telling the same story to other people that I would normally told it to anyhow. But so yeah. Either way, this is my first one, and so the first thing that I really want to talk about is buying belts, which should really be a reasonable process, but for me, habitually has been absolutely miserable. And yesterday was yet another instance where I learned that I hate doing that stuff. So I'm on a trip right now. You can tell I'm in a hotel room. It's I'm dealing with it. Though I mean it's not bad. It's a nice hotel room. It'll do. But in the process of packing for all of my stuff to get here, I forgot to bring a belt, so I had to go get another one. So yesterday, after I went out to dinner with one of my friends that I work with, and when I hit up like a JCPenney or something, and this shit took me forever because one, they organize nothing in the belt section. Everything's everywhere. It sucks. On top of that, because everything is completely disorganized, I'm not a big person, so shopping at most department stores is really difficult for me anyway because nothing is ever in my size. They're like average size America. You need something that's like a 31 or a 32 waist and just go somewhere else. But I held out hope because you have to. You normally want a belt that's like a little bit larger than what you would wear because otherwise it doesn't fit right. So I go in and I'm like, all right, I've had a problem with this before. This is not a new problem. The same problem that I'm having right now that I had today has happened to me before, but I fix it this time. So we'll get there. We'll get there. Not to get ahead of ourselves. So I go in and I finally find a belt. It's like one of those silly reversible ones. I don't really care that it's reversible, but I needed a brown belt and I needed a black belt, and now I don't need to buy two belts for stand-in belts. Yeah, that's a big thing. I didn't want two stand-in belts because they get kind of expensive. So I found one, and it was actually it might have been my favorite belt that I've ever owned. I really like it, but in the store, I went okay, I've had this problem before. I tried a belt on before and it didn't work right. But I'm gonna try this belt on. Everything's gonna be great. We're all gonna be happy. And it fit fine. And I was getting dressed this morning. It no longer fit fine. I'm from this thing's it fits right in the middle of the 5 holes that they gave me to the very last one, and I wanted another hole. Yeah. It was no good. It was no good at all. And I've done this exact same thing before, where when I bought a belt and I tried it on, and it was massive, absolutely way too big for me to really pretty much wear ever. But it got worn anyway because it was really all that I had. Yeah. And previously, whenever I did that, the last time, the place that I bought it from was I don't know, an hour away from me. So that wasn't getting replaced. But this one, here, I'm right down the street from the mall. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go in. I'm going to replace it. Everything will be fine. And I think, I've tested everything with dress clothes. I'm assuming that what was happening is I would, go in with casual clothes on, jeans or whatever. And jeans sit differently than dress clothes do. And I never really thought about that until it was a problem. Until it was a big deal. So I fixed that, I hope, and I'll really know tomorrow, even though I pretty much know right now. But I'll know tomorrow when I wake up and I have to, like, potentially panic over the whole thing. Which I'm hoping won't happen. But, yeah. So, belt crisis averted. I hate buying belts. Also, I had someone try it. Well, I also happened to, like, impulse buy, like, a shirt and a fancy new tie to go with it. I don't go shopping for a reason. It's not safe for me. It's not safe for me at all. But yeah. So also let's see, on the way into work this morning, I had someone explain to me that you can gussy up the word slippers by calling them house shoes. They're still slippers. They're still absolutely ridiculous. It doesn't change the fact that you're wearing slippers. There's nothing wrong with slippers. But if you're calling them house shoes, you need to live in Japan. Alright? Unless it's like cultural necessity that you take your shoes off when you walk into a house, they're slippers. Alright? No. Not at all. So yeah, I've been down here for about a week now. And we spent all last week, like, getting all of our class stuff set up, doing all kinds of, other things to get ready for this week. But last week, everything was, like, it was fairly temperate. It was a little chilly. It was, like, in the 60s or whatever-ish, maybe, like, high 50s. Nothing to really worry about. But we're in, like, a warehouse. And in this warehouse, everything seemed reasonable all last week. And then we get to today. And it's like the high 30s, low 40s most of the day that we were in there. And so it went from being like a temperate room to no, it was freezing, absolutely miserable in there now. So I'm like full dress clothes, suit. I'm wearing like this dress coat over myself the whole time, freezing my ass off all day long. And there's really nothing that we can do about this, because not only are we have these thin walls separating us from the outside, but on top of all of this, they had the air conditioning running today. Thanks. That was great, guys. So yeah. But on the bright side, we have a full class, which is something that I haven't seen in a very long time. I mean, not like a legitimately full class. Maybe July. It's been a while, so this should be a pretty interesting week. Not to mention the fact that we have a lot of people coming to help teach our class. The office is trying to do stuff. They're trying to evaluate a lot of people, and so we're gonna have, instead of like the 2 teachers that we normally have in the class, we have 5, something like, it's excessive. So I'm holding up pretty fine, because that means that I have less work to do this week. But I worry about the outcome, because I haven't taught with a lot of these guys that are going to be teaching in this class, and I know that I can do the job. I know that everyone on my team can do the job, but I haven't seen these other guys teach. And I know that some of them, at least one of them, the one guy that I know that I directly have to deal with for this whole ordeal, he can be a little snooty sometimes. And like, coming from me, I'm a snooty guy. I'm like, of course I'm better than all of you people. I mean, like, I don't actually think that, but I come across that way a lot, I suppose. But this guy comes across like that to me. So I haven't seen him interact with the class before. I'm hoping that everything goes fine. I'm expecting great things, but we'll see tomorrow. He shows up tomorrow. Yeah. I got high hopes. We'll see how it goes. And I'll keep you all updated. But that was it for today. Y'all have yourselves a wonderful evening. I hope your day was fabulous. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.